Hey there, my name is Meredith, and welcome to Facebook 101. I created this training for those who are new to social selling on Facebook, or if you're wanting to grow your social selling business on the Facebook platform. So, we're going to be going over so much in this training, starting with your social selling journey to how to always be connecting, how you connect one-on-one with people without doing hey girl messages, your main profile versus a group, and so much more. So let's get right into it. First and foremost, your social selling journey is not linear. Okay, you're going to have times where you are riding high, you're flying high, and there's going to be times where you are questioning what the heck you are doing. Know that you are not alone in that journey. Everyone's journey has high peaks and low valleys. So, before we get into content and strategy, I want to talk to you about the customer flow because you need to know how people move through being a cold market to a warm market into your hot market, because that really is what drives your content and drives your activity on this platform. So, people are strangers on Facebook. They move into your cold market through suggested friends, community groups, and you being social on Facebook. Once they become a friend on Facebook, or now they have where they can follow you on Facebook, they move into your warm market. And this is where you can really start to move them into your hot market through your stories, your lives, your posts, your reels. And once you get into the DM, right? So you get into their DM, say they are commenting on your lives, and you respond to their comments, and then you shoot them a message to thank them. You're in their DMs, they move into your hot market. Say you're in your stories and you get some interaction with them in your stories. Stories get so much engagement. So I highly recommend that you are utilizing this content strategy, getting into the stories. They respond to your stories. They're in your DM, and you can start that relationship there. This is where they become your hot market. Then they convert to a customer. All right, so that is the flow. Now you see here, I did not talk about a group yet. Your group, your VIP group, your beauty group, your team group, that is where you nurture the relationship or you utilize it as a third-party tool. But you got to do your work here first. Okay, and we're going to get into that in a little bit. So, you always want to be connecting on Facebook, and we call this the ABC. A, always, B, C, connecting. So, the ABC of Facebook. You meet someone new in person, right? You're at daycare pickup and there's another mom in the line. You introduce yourself and you start chit-chatting. The kids come out. You say, hey, it was so much fun connecting with you. Do you have Facebook? I'd love to connect on there. I'd love to stay in touch, right? Send them a friend request. Then you shoot them over a DM. Hey, Mary, it is Meredith, Weston's mom from daycare. So nice talking with you today. Looking forward to staying connected. Whenever you're starting that relationship with someone, I always shoot them a DM. That way I'm in their DMs and we can start that back and forth DMing relationship from the get-go. Community groups. Search for groups of like interest in your area, okay? Or you could search for interest groups that aren't in your area. For instance, I joined a Pregnant Moms Due in July Facebook group, and it was wonderful, and I made some really good connections because we were like-minded soon mom to bees, and we were sharing our journey together. Multi-vendor events. Search for vendor events that are either virtual or in your area. This is a great way because these vendor events, people are coming to you already knowing that you're going to be pitching something and they're ready to spend, right? If they were at a vendor event and they weren't ready to purchase something, they probably wouldn't be attending. So these events really shorten the sales cycle. And then you can utilize suggested friends. I recommend this as a last resort because a lot of times what comes up in suggested friends, you don't have a common connection with that person yet, except for maybe you have one or two people that you're friends with in common. The other three that I talked about, meeting someone new, community groups, multi-vendor events, there's a common interest there. So I recommend those as the first options, and then this is your last resort. So let's chat about in person. Like I said, hey, It was so nice to meet you. I'd love to stay connected. Pull out your phone. Are you on Facebook? Connect right there, right then and there. So easy to do. There's no need to make it weird. Okay. Community groups. Search for like-minded or shared interest community groups. So toddler moms, crafting moms, single hikers, numerology, book club, anything that you're interested in, right? So you can go up to the search feature on Facebook, type in boy moms, and then select groups from that top navigation. You're going to see a bunch of groups, right? And you can click on them, see what the group is about, see the activity of the group, and decide if you want to join or not. Then once you're in the group, you'll post your hi introduction. This is Meredith post. And as people comment on that, respond to their comments and then shoot a couple of DMs, right? Hey, Sally, thank you so much for giving me such a warm welcome into Boys Moms United. I was so nervous about joining the group and you made me feel so welcome. How long have you been in this group? And you start that connection, that one-on-one connection right from the get-go. Vendor events. So you search for vendor events the same way you would search for like-minded groups. You can type in the search, multi-vendor events, direct sales events, vendor events. And you can type, if you want to do one in your local area, you could type in the town you're in or the county that you're in. Then you're going to click on groups. Click on the groups that are displayed that interest you and check out their recent activity, right? How many posts were in the last week or the last month? Now, if you're accepted into the group, look at the announcements and then send the person that's making the announcements a DM inquiring about future events. You see that Kim is posting the announcement post, you send Kim a message. Hey, Kim, I just joined your multi-vendor event, and give her the title because she might have multiple. If there are future events, I would love to be considered for a vendor spot. I am with X company, right? Then you get your name on the list for future events. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you are posting content to your profile, to your stories, and then if you want to do a group, to your group as well. And this is going to go over kind of how to do that. So on your profile, your main profile, this is how you grow. This is how you add people to your sales funnel. This is how you get more people seeing what you're up to. And on Facebook, 3% of your friends or followers are going to see your content. So if you have 100 friends or followers, that's 3 people are going to see your posts. So you want to make sure, again, you're always connecting. You're always adding people because the more people you add, the more people are going to see your content. That also means if you want to grow your business, you have to have a consistent frequency of posting, of sharing, of getting active on your social media. Okay. So on your main profile, you want to follow that 80-20 rule. I highly recommend getting a planner to help you with that, because you could do your 80-20 rule and I'll put on there like share about family, share about fitness, share a motivational thing, share my skincare business, share about this, share about that. And you want to always make sure that when you're posting, your posts are educational, they're entertaining, they're empowering or inspirational, or they're relational or relatable, right? So when I share about my son, that's relatable. It also might be humorous or entertaining. You never know. And so follow that 80-20 rule. So you're not, just throwing things up that are solely about your business because Facebook is all about connection. So people want you to kind of unmask yourself, pull back the curtain of Oz so they can see other parts of what you're doing, other parts of your life. This is going to be a non-niche specific. Right? Over on Instagram, to grow over there, you want to be niche specific. Facebook's different. Facebook is all about connection and relationships. People want to see it all. You're going to build your like, know, and trust through your lives and your stories. This is where you really can go to work converting your friends and your followers to hot leads in that hot market through your lives and your stories. And then sprinkle your offer in. Now, when you do a post on Facebook, I always like when people post 1, 2, or 4 images. That's what I stick to because it falls into the feed really nicely. Facebook just made an option where you can change the layout of your photos. So, I mean, you can get away with doing 3 if you have one that's a bigger photo with the 2 on the side, but I think it's easiest to just stick to 1, 2, or 4 images. If you post too many images, people aren't going to check it out. And if you post an awkward amount of images where they're cut off, again, people aren't going to check it out. So I always like to stick to 1, 2, or 4. Now, your Facebook group, this is where you nurture the relationship with your already hot market or your customers who have already purchased, right? So this is where you can be very niche specific. You can throw up everything related to your offer or what you're selling. This is where you'll share your promotions, your how-tos, your informative information, your VIP type information, and your testimonials, or your events, your skincare classes, or your Get Fit for Summer, course. That can all be in this group. And you on that main page, this is where you're going to sprinkle your products into your content. So you could go live, and the hook, the title of your live could be, "Oh my gosh, ever have one of those days, ... And while you're sharing about your day, you're doing your skincare routine. You're unwinding from this hectic day with the best skincare ever. And you can drizzle in why you love the skincare into that live. And you can get people curious about your skincare through that live. But you're hooking them and you're marketing to them through building that relationship, right? Oh, I had one of those days. So now that we've talked about content and which content goes where, let's talk about the optimal length. Posts, these build your like, know, and trust. 80% should be non-biz related, 20% biz related. Again, with the images, 1, 2, or 4 images. Now, reels are a good way to get traffic on Facebook. I actually love doing reels in my group. People in the group really engage with reels when I post them. You want to keep your reels from 7 to 15 seconds, okay? Stories are where you sell things and you stay top of mind. Stories are so crucial when you are building a business and you're trying to build or grow your customers or convert more customers. Stories is where you want to be. You can sell on stories. You can share all about skincare or, the protein shake or the jewelry in your stories. And it's how you stay top of mind so that when someone is ready to lose some weight, focus on their wellness, start a new skincare routine, make a purchase for a jewelry piece, you're top of mind because you've been staying in your stories. You want to post about 4 to 8 stories a day daily. Now, if your stories have been getting low engagement, take a hot minute. Take a break. Let your story feed reset and then start sharing stories again. And make sure start your story feed off with a poll right off the bat. And Facebook's going to see the engagement boosted, and then they're going to start to show your stories to more people, right? Because it's all about engagement. That's how all the algorithms are all about engagement, okay? Lives, this is where you're going to build your trust, your reputation. Again, it's how you're going to convert that warm market to a hot market through your lives. And these should be kept to 15 to 30 minutes. You don't want them too short that you're not adding value through your lives, right? If someone's watching your live and if there's not enough juice in there, not enough meat and potatoes, they're not going to want to come back and watch your future lives. But you don't want them to be too long that people won't catch the replay or they got to bow out because it's taken too long. This live's too long. I got to go get the kids to bed or I got to head back to work in my lunch hour. So 15 to 30 minutes and 1 to 2 times a week. If that's too much for you, you could do once every other week. Just make it consistent so people have that expectation, right? People like predictability. So maybe it's once a week, we unwind from the week Thursdays at 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m. after dinner. So just pick your day, your time, your consistency, and be consistent with it. Now, whenever you are posting, there's a strategy you can use to boost engagement. Now, if I post a picture of my son or I post a picture of my birthday, I'm going to get engagement, right? So when I'm posting like that, I don't always have this strategy behind it because I know those posts are naturally going to draw people in and I'm going to get comments and I'm going to get likes and stuff like that. But when you're posting about a product or an offer or a educational post, something that might not spark as much engagement, this is what you can do to get that engagement. Add a hook, right? You got to stop these people in their scroll. Get them curious about what you're sharing in this post or this reel or this live, right? For a post and a live and a reel, you always want to have this hook. Insight. This is where you're going to add value or benefits. You'll share a story or a testimonial. We're going to get into examples of this in the next couple slides. Call to action. Get them to act. Clear, simple, frictionless. This is a crucial part because this is how you actually get that engagement. Okay, so here's an example. My hook here, the simplest way to find trending audio for Reels. The simplest way? All right, I'm curious how. Insight. No more searching Google, no more waiting for Reels coaches to share. It's in your hand, specifically your right one with a wink. So that is how what I'm sharing is going to add benefit or value to my viewers, right? Oh my gosh, I don't have to search on Google. I don't have to wait for a Reels coach to share. And specifically in your right one, that's kind of humorous because if you watched, this was a reel. If you watch the reel, you know that people hold their phones most often in the right hand and use their right thumb to navigate. Drop this emoji in the comments if you didn't know about this strategy, right? So I'm asking them, tell me. And I'm keeping it simple. All you got to do is drop this emoji in the comments. Then people that are in the comments, I can respond to the comment. I can shoot them a message. Hey, so glad that you found that real helpful. I'm looking forward to continuing to share things like this. And you're just starting that DM relationship, right? I'm not saying, hey, so glad you found that helpful. Can I sell you something? No, I'm just starting to build that one-on-one connection with these people who are engaging. So here are some examples of hooks and insights and CTAs you could use, um, protein shake tips that actually work. Don't make your next reel until you see this. Most common mistake in skincare, in washing your face. 5 simple ways to contour. Avoid these 5 mistakes when trying to get into summer shape. 3 reasons you aren't growing your Instagram. Spilling my secrets on styling jeans and a black tee, right? You can use these hooks. You can fit these hooks into anything, right? Insights before, since, in the future. If you're going to share a story, you got to take your viewer on the journey. Before partnering with my current company, I had horrible skin. I had zits all the time around my jawline and my chin area. I had lost my identity outside of motherhood. I didn't have that passion or that fire in life anymore. It was becoming very mundane. Since partnering with my current company, I have clear skin, first of all. I can leave my house without makeup and it's wonderful. I also have found this passion for coaching and inspiring and helping simplify and streamline processes through creating systems that work and are duplicatable. And in the future, I am so excited to continue to grow with this company because we are going to launch into new markets. And I'm going to be able to impact the lives of so many more people, right? Before, since, in the future. Testimonials. How what you're sharing is going to simplify their current routine. How what you're sharing benefits them. Your insight could be something relatable or something funny, humorous. Share how what you're sharing works and can fit into their life right now. And then have a CTA, comment this to learn more. What do you struggle with in regards to losing weight? Tag a friend who would find this helpful. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments. Share with a friend who needs to hear this. Save this post for later, right? Get them to act and keep it simple, because the moment there's friction, the moment it seems too difficult or too much time or too much effort, you're going to lose them. All right. So that is how you build a post, how you build a reel, how you build a live that is going to boost engagement. Now let's talk about stories, because stories are so important. This is where you convert your followers to your customers. In your stories, share behind the scenes, dropping the kids off at school, picking the kids up from school, and it decided to hail. That happened to me yesterday. It's where you can be silly, show your personality, show your lifestyle. Struggling to get back in weight, let's chat. Did my workout today. Did you? Right? Your teamy shout outs, your business related posts, your promotional posts. You could give reviews and testimonials, your thank you for your orders, right? You just be very active in your stories. Outfit of the day. Clean up my house today. Anyone else? Right? The more that you can get comfortable just sharing your life and your stories, the more relatable you're going to be for your customers. The more you're going to build the like, know, and trust with your followers and your friends. And the more that you can build that like, know, and trust, the hotter, the more sticky they become. Okay, now this might sound like, gosh, this Facebook thing is going to take up a lot of time, but it doesn't need to, okay? So there's things you can do to streamline to save time. One of those is batch, right? I will batch my content. We'll be having a great day with the kids. I'll snap a ton of pictures, and then I'll sprinkle those, and I'll kind of space them out to where I could have multiple things that I'm going to share from this one day of photos. I'll go down into my basement. That's where I film my stuff. That's where I really create my content, take my business related photos, record my reels, etc. And I'll batch a ton out. I'll get 5 reels done in one sitting. I'll take a ton of selfies or business related photos of myself, and I'll just switch out my shirt, switch my lip color. In 15 minutes, I'll get a ton of photos taken, right? If you are in a group, talking about your customer VIP group, schedule your post in your group. Take 10 minutes to get a week scheduled. And then as you're inspired and you want to share something else, just throw it into the schedule. So then you're always a week or two ahead. Batch your DMs. Maybe the only free time you have is driving to and from work. Great. Pop into your DMs and send 5 DMs. Thank you so much for watching my live yesterday. Sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself, so it's so refreshing when someone pops in there. Thank you so much for liking my post on the 5 mistakes you can make when washing your face. Curious, which cleanser do you have? Curious, did any of those mistakes resonate with you? Right? You can get that all done on your drive to and from work. Make sure you're doing the voice memo instead of texting that. Get a planner, right? This is going to help you organize your main feed, that 80 to 20%. And like I said, you always want to make sure your posts are for entertaining, they empower people, they educate people, or they're relatable. And your planner can help you space them out. It can help you make sure that you're keeping your business related posts to 20%. It can also make sure that you are interchanging those different types of posts so that all your posts aren't entertainment, so that all your posts aren't educational, right? On Facebook, it's all about connection and building that sense of community. So people want great, you might be a good educator, but they don't want to just see educational posts. They want to be able to relate to you. So you want to interchange these, okay? I highly recommend creating templates and repurposing content, right? So create a class template. So as you get into vendor events, or you're going to do a class in your group for your current customers, it's already done for you, and you can just repurpose that content, get it scheduled in there. All you got to do is copy and paste. There are third-party tools such as Visly and others that will, if you have a group, they'll schedule and import posts for you. However, Facebook pushes those down in the algorithm. So I prefer to just schedule the posts out instead of using another tool that'll do it for me, just because our Facebook viewers, 3% of people are going to see what we do. So if Facebook sees those third-party apps and pushes them down in the algorithm, I don't need any more. I need all the help I can get to get boosted. So I'll take my time and I'll actually get those scheduled into the groups. Repurpose your posts, right? If you have something great from your group or your skincare class, use that as your 20% that's on your main feed. As we just talked about, only 3% of people see your post. So the chances of someone seeing that twice are unlikely. Do a great post in your class, in your group, put that up in your stories. Repurpose, that'll save time. Go to Pinterest, use Pinterest as a search engine. Pinterest will show you, if you start typing in a keyword, it'll pop up, here's what people are searching. Here's recommendation for like a searches, or it'll pre-fill a couple options that you can choose from. That shows you what people are searching for. So say that you're in the market of like styling, right? You could go in and type in styling blue jeans and get ideas. Styling a gold chain and get ideas. If you're in the market of skincare, anti-aging, and then see what pops up in that. Here's what other people are searching, right? Use Pinterest and third-party tools for presenting. So I have, for myself, right, I'm in the skincare biz. So I have an album that has my third-party tools. If I'm sitting with someone, or if we're texting and I just want to send them a third-party tool that's a graphic or an image. So like if someone asks me, hey, what is Pomifera? I have these 2 graphics that explain it and have before and afters that I'll send to them. If someone asks me about the compensation plan, I have, again, 2 graphics. I also have a short video, right? A third-party tool is anything that isn't you explaining your products or your opportunity. Another third-party tool people use a lot is a group. This could be your VIP group, your beauty group, or it could be a team group. Hey, we have a group that has all this information and more. Would you mind if I added you and I could tag you in a post so you could check it out? So anything that's not you that's presenting about your products or your opportunity, that's what a third-party tool is. And have yours organized, ready to go. So that way you're not searching, right? I use this app, it's called Boards, and that's where my third-party tools are. So it's super simple, super easy. And with Boards, you can actually set them up in your keyboard on your phone, so you can send it right from Boards. So one-on-one connections, we just talked about, we share our opportunity, we share our products through our DMs, and we're following up through our DMs. And this is where you move people from your warm market to your hot market through your DMs. So what do these one-on-one connections look like? And how do I not turn into Spammy Pammy or the Hey Girl? And here's how you do that. So say, someone watches your live. Alicia, thank you so much for catching my live. Sometimes it feels like I'm talking to myself, so it's refreshing to have someone in the comments. I appreciate you. Right? And then Alicia's going to message you back. You continue to grow that relationship. one-on-one. Lisa likes my post. Oh my gosh, Lisa, thank you so much for liking my post. It means a lot. Out of curiosity, what moisturizer are you currently using? Pam is in a shared interest group that I've joined, and she comments on my introduction post. Hey Pam, I'm so excited to know you in this group. I could chat numbers all day, so I'm excited to connect with others who feel me. How long have you been in the group? See how these are very non-pushy. We're not talking about our product. We're not trying to sell anything. We're sending these messages with the intent to connect. And then our offer, it might come 3 days down the road, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years down the road. But the point is that then when we see the opportunity for our offer, right? And our offer should be solution based. So we figured out, Lisa's like, hey, I don't use a moisturizer. Our offer might come now. We've got a solution for her. But Alicia, she might not need something right now. But 3 weeks down the road, she shares that her lips are super chapped and is looking on the hunt for something. Well, your offer might come then. And because you've already built this relationship and this connection with her, your message then isn't a hey girl message. Okay, makes sense? So, third-party tools, like we just said, these are so important because you do not want to be the expert. When you become the expert, you move from a friend who's sharing to a salesperson who's pushing. So, share the infographics, share a Facebook group, share a YouTube video. And then all you need to do is follow up. I'll send you a couple infographics, take a look, and I'll circle back after dinner to answer any questions. And then after dinner, circle back. Hey, we just wrapped up dinner. I hope you guys had a great dinner as well. What was one thing that stood out to you? Or we have a fun group that has so much information on whatever their specific concern is. I could invite you and tag you in the post. Sound good? They get there, you add them to the group. This method is called ATM. Add, tag them in the post, and then you message. Add, tag, message. Hey, Sally, I just tagged you in this post. I'll circle back with you, in an hour or two to see, to see what you think. Then you circle back. Hey, Sally, what was something that stood out to you? Hey, Sally, what's a question that you have in relation to whatever her specific concern is, right? Or, my friend made a real quick 5-minute video on your specific concern. I'll send you the link to watch it. I'll circle back with you around the same time. See if you have any questions. And then you follow up, right? Hey, after watching that video, what's one thing that caught your attention? Or say they've gone a little cold, like you tried to follow up, they didn't respond, some time's gone by. Reach out. Hey, last time we talked, you were really interested in the protein shake. Our company just announced, a 10% offer. Wanted to make sure you didn't miss out in case you're still considering. I know you were curious about, clearing up your skin. Hey, we have a class coming up and I wanted to make sure you knew about it because there's so many tips that are going to be in there. Oh, plus the giveaways. Right? So you're finding creative ways to follow up, but always with what's in it for them, right? I've got this offer, I've got this discount. If your company has like a rewards system, right? I wanted to let you know I have a way that we could save you some money. We're doing a class. We're doing a new group, right? I see a lot of like beach body coaches or fitness people that are doing these group things, right? There's power in numbers. and like an accountability group for when you're trying to get back in shape, that's awesome. That's an offer that adds value to your potential customer. And I can't say it enough. The magic truly happens in the direct messages. And to avoid being a hey girl, you want to build that direct message relationship now, right? As they're commenting on your post, you respond to their comments, but you also shoot them a message thanking them, letting them know that means a lot to you. As they welcome you into a like-minded group, because we're all going to be getting into those, right? You're sending them a message to thank them for making you feel welcomed and warm. And you're building that relationship. As you're in vendor events, right? You'll do a post, they might like the post, they might comment on the post. You're sending them a message. Thank you so much for liking my cleanser post. Just curious, what are you currently struggling with your skin? Just curious, do you have any skincare concerns right now? Right? So you're getting into the DM right away and not with a push or a sale. We're first building that relationship. So I wanted to just end this with a review of the flow. So we start with always be connecting, right? We're going to start on the left side, then we'll move to the right side. So we're always connecting. We're adding people we meet in person to our friends list. We are joining those like-minded groups to add people to our warm market. They become our friends. Once they're our friends, our posts, lives, and stories help move them from the cold to the warm market, right? As they're engaging, we're sending them DMs, we're moving them to our hot market. And through the DMs is where they convert to a customer. Once they're a customer, this is where we can nurture that relationship through a VIP group or a team group or an email list. But that growth happens on our main page. Now, on the right side, we're always connecting, right? We join an event. They move from our cold market to our hot market or our warm market through just being in that event. This is why these multi-vendor events or in-person vendor events, or if you host a skincare class, one of your customers wants to share it with our friends. This is why these events are so crucial and so helpful for our business, because they take out a lot of the steps and they shorten that sales cycle. So you're in the event, you do your posts, people as they engage in your post, you're sending them a message. They convert to a customer, and then you invite them to a VIP group or a team group or an email list, and that's how you continue to nurture the relationship. So I hope this overview really kind of pulls it all together for you. And I am so excited that you are taking this leap and really wanting to step forward into growth with your business on Facebook. As always, hit that subscribe button so that you can be notified as I come up with new social selling trainings here on YouTube, and we will chat soon.